want to pray and commit all the people who have sacrificed their time, money, and travel to Kawambwa, leaving their families, just to ensure that we have a free and fair election. The situation is bad, guys. When you see the entire Dr. Nevas Mumba going to a campaign, a by-election, why sure things are not okay. Things are not okay. When you see high-profile politicians like our Dr. Nevas Mumba going to campaign, you know, are we safe? Are we safe? Are we really safe? You know, are we going to have a free and fair election? So I thank everybody, all the politicians, especially in opposition, those who have sacrificed and gone there to make sure that we have a free and fair election. I think from now on, this is what we need to do. We need to get up and go. Any election, if I was there in Zambia, I would be there. But I'm not there, but I am with everybody spiritually. Everybody who has traveled, I am with them spiritually. We pray for peace. We pray for transparency. We pray for ECZ to serve the country without fear or favor. We pray for ECZ to serve the country without fear or favor. We pray that these officials can step down. If they are being forced to do what they should not be doing, then they should step down. But the important thing that I want to talk about now is the letter, the statement that has been issued by Sean Tembo to expose the rigging formula that they are trying to implement there. Yesterday, we saw a video of Madam Mumbipiri, how she caught Mike Imposha with pre-match ballots. And we thank Madam Mumbipiri for God giving her the grace to discover this. God uses people who are strong to discover certain things. Because if somebody else had seen it, she would have been bribed or she would have been scared to come out and say, Moneni, Kuriama pre-match ballot tuku. But with the God of justice, lifted Mumbipiri, a woman of courage, to go out there and to see what she saw. And after seeing what she saw, she was not quiet. She exposed it. So we are happy. We are praying for all the leaders out there in Kawambwa, Mumbipiri, Jinj Senga. We have seen a list of people who are targeted to be arrested because they are just demanding for this election to be free and fair. Yes, so signal mwebantu, if you have relatives in Kawambwa Masenda says signal kwebachi ababaleya Kasongo and company should go in 2026. And the signal, we should see it tomorrow. Already, to me, it is Thursday today. But you guys, it's already now, Bucha. People are sleeping at polling stations. Imagine, because of Mingalato. If we have to sleep at polling stations, we have to. So let me just read this statement. Let me just read this statement from Sean Tembo, and then I'm going to read your comments. From there to allow TikTok and have an open debate. Pantupa Facebook, we cannot have we cannot add guests on Facebook. I don't know what they did, but we cannot add guests on Facebook. So we have to go to TikTok. All right, so this is a statement. TONSE Alliance press statement on attempts by ruling UPND party to rig the Kawambwa Parliamentary by-election. Issued 19 December 2024. Number 1, the TONSE Alliance has unearthed an elaborate illegal scheme by the ruling party UPND to rig the Kawambwa by-election against TONSE Alliance candidate, Mr. Danstan Mwansa, who is standing on the New Congress Party ticket. 2. The scheme is made up of two aspects. The first aspect, which is already in motion, involves UPND officials and some senior government officials buying national registration cards and voters' cards from voters at 100 kwacha per voter. These documents are then kept at a designated house near a polling station, and the voters are told to go to this designated house on the polling day to collect the documents before they can proceed to go and vote. Number 3, the plan is that on voting day, a UPND supporter will visit a polling station as one of the very first people to vote, but instead of casting their vote, they will simply put the ballot paper in their pocket and walk out to the designated house where confiscated NRCs voters' cards are being kept. At this designated house, the stolen paper will then be pre-marked to a voter together with the particulars, voters, NRC, and voters' card. The voter then goes to the polling station with the pre-marked ballot in their pocket, collects unmarked ballot from the polling staff, and when they go into the voting booth to cast their ballot, they simply cast the pre-marked ballot and walks out with the blank ballot back of to the designated house. The blank ballot paper is then pre-marked and given to the next voter together with their documents. The process is repeated over and over for the entire voting day. The second aspect of the planned rigging scheme in Kawambwa involves bribing opposition polling agents and election monitors with 300 kwacha each. At some point during the vote counting process at the polling stations, the opposition polling agents and election monitors will be asked to leave the polling station and go out, so that only UPND officials and polling staff will remain in the polling station. At this point, UPND officials plan to tamper with the ballots to cast in favor of TONSE Alliance Candidate Danstan Mwansa by writing something on these ballots which will render them ineligible, considered as rejected ballot. The two above rigging schemes were narrated by voters in various wards of Kawambwa constituency who have been approached by UPND to participate in these schemes. At this point, we are yet to establish whether the Electoral Commission of Zambia and the police are part and parcel of these rigging schemes. In order to protect the vote of our candidates, Mr. Danstan Mwansa, from manipulation and rigging, as well as in order to preserve the integrity of the entire Kawambwa Parliamentary by-election, the TONSE Alliance has put in place vigorous countermeasures designed to thwart the UPND rigging schemes. To begin with, the Alliance has established a hotline for the Kawambwa community to report any suspicious activity on voting day. Numerous reaction voter protection teams, each headed by a member of parliament, have also been put in place to quickly react to any reported suspicious behavior either at a polling station or at a house. Our polling agents and election monitors have been appropriately trained how to detect malfeasance at a polling station and how to report the malfeasance to the established hotline so that the rapid reaction voter protection teams can respond accordingly. Voters coming out of a polling station shall be monitored in order to establish they are not going back to a specific designated house which is coordinating the rigging schemes. The TONSE Alliance wishes to take this opportunity to inform both EZZ and Zambia Police that our rapid reaction voter teams reserve the right to demand and certain individuals who behave suspiciously at polling station be searched on site so as to determine that they are not carrying the pre-marked ballot or participating in the way of the rigging scheme. The ECZ, together with Zambia police, are hereby warned that should they refuse to accede demands of a search of a suspicious characters at polling station, the community reserves the right to effect citizens' arrest of any and all persons suspected to be taking part in rigging scheme, including polling staff where necessary. Whatever the case, the TONSE Alliance shall ensure that no UPND rigging scheme comes to fruition in this particular by-election. This shall be done at any cost necessary to the TONSE, issued by Sean E. Tembo, PEP President and TONSE Alliance spokesperson, Kawambwa-Zambia. That is the situation we want to aqualisa. Like, honestly, okay, Abena Kawambwa, let me give my take on this whole thing. Abena Kawambwa, you can't allow somebody to come into your house and sell your vote for 100 kwacha. These people insulted you. Abena Rapula Tabakwa Tamano, Shani. Now they want your vote for 100 kwacha. Bena Rapula, no. Bena Kawambwa, no. And secondly, shame on you by UPND. How desperately can you be? By UPND, even these allegations, actually, just on these allegations, if we had a functioning ECZ, the elections would be suspended. These elections, if anything, need to be suspended because they will throw off everything that they are marked. That because they have pre-marked ballot, which means all the dates are pre-printed. These elections should be suspended until further notice. We need to investigate who is printing those pre-marked ballots, where the money is coming from to pay these people. It is a crime. They are criminals. All these people who are printing these pre-marked ballots, they are criminals. All the people who are producing money to bribe voters, they are criminals. In fact, if I were part of TONSE, or if I was in TONSE, I would demand that this election be cancelled. There is no rush. There is no rush for this election to be held today, looking of how corrupt it is. Yes. Why should they rush? Why should they have rushed to have this election today when it is mad with the corruption and rigging? Shame on you. In fact, we should just use the Malawi formula. Malawi formula ile fwa ikuimi kafi abantu mwabatanta mwabapenda chapwa. If yama ballot if yabupuba. I think from now on, Mumishi, people should just use Malawi formula. Kwe afiati mwebantu mukabe pama vote by 10 o'clock. Aba lefo ya Danstan wemini napa. Aba lefo ya candidate aba UPND wemini napa. Mwapenda abantu wose fiapu ila popeni. Fiabupuwe fiama ballot. If this is what they are doing, because the same thing was happening in Southern Province. In the last general election, bale ikata abantu nefima pre-marked ballot ku Southern Province. We all know that, and the videos are online circulating. So kudos for the TONSE team and all opposition for being there in Kawambwa and exposing everything that is happening. We wish that you could call for these elections to be cancelled. Otherwise, Malawi formula, abantu bemine fyo malaini mwambyo kulaba penda. Shame on them. Bamwangala zaromisi. Wonse okobali. Ningu fati wonse na bamwangala okobali yuko. All the officials aba ECZ okobali. And you are threatening to arrest people who are exposing your criminality. You are all criminals. Once your muntu ule folesho muntu impia ni criminal. That is election fraud. It is election fraud. You are all criminals. I have nothing more to say. All I can say is, people, be vigilant. Thank you for the teams in Kawambwa. Then Kawambwa ni mumushimumienu tetimwiswire. You can't accept bribes from foreigners in your land. Panganda pamobe kuti umuntu aisa kuwina bola pamushiwe mu neighborhood yowe. In your backyard umuntu aisa miwine bola 100 kwachi yobale mipera ile mtwala kuisa bena Kawambwa. Let's be serious. Ewa bale bapela ma 100 kwachi ile batwala kuisa 300 kwachi yobale bapela boma polling agents tetish tena kasaka kabunga. Let's be serious mwebantu, let's be loyal. Let us be loyal. If you feel like chika Kawambwa, techi muye kulia kuku home ground yabo. Ku stronghold yabo muye muchitefe bale chita. Ngai, why are you allowing them to manipulate you in your home ground? Ibena Kawambwa, what's the problem kanshi? Ni sala ya shani mwalafu anga tampokeleka 100 kwa chako. Well, let's be serious bena Kawambwa. Bena Kawambwa, let's be serious. Awa UPND for bale michita muma stronghold yabo. Tabasuminisha no muntu kuingira muma stronghold yabo. Nombe mekuchiba mingira wambo nokula mipela 100 kwacha. Mwasumina. Ile mitwala kuisa 100 kwacha. Nangu niyawe na ma polling agents so bale pela ma 300 kwacha. Yala teki bashte na kasaka kabunga. Tufire twakalipira abantu abo. Ini obupuba chifaya pa page apa we pali ulerira pano. You support criminality. Pali ulerira pano. Iwe Gilbert pali ulerira pano. Ama criminals wale rigging my election achimulerira. Wina obupuba baba Muzambia wakwachi ba youth, you can't stand on the right thing. When are you going to stand on the right thing? But people, abantu abene bafire baba resolved, you know. It does not need to have to take tonse abantu from Lusaka ukuya mkweba abena Kawambwa efya kuchita. Abena Kawambwa bafire baishi efya kuchita. Techi umuntu ese pamushipamobe ambe nokula controller munganda yobe umwa umeaisa uri mwaume panganda yobe. Umwa umeaisa asenda bakashibobe nabana bobe ambo kula ba controller. What is that? If landa ba mayo ate waba umebabule nshindo. You need to wake up Kawambwoko. If you feel like Kawambwa, you can't do it kuma stronghold yabo. So ngabena nisho chobala chitelefe bala mchitila kuma stronghold yenu. Pari 100 kwacha. When someone has been arrested for 10 years and you have the nerve to take 100 kwacha. When someone, you vote molestation, umuntu will be in jail for 10 years. To the fire signal. Me, I want this to be on record. Like from now on, no by-election should be won by UPND. Wale wina kuma stronghold diabo. We need to send this message from Kawambwa loud and strong to say, starting today, Kawambwa should be the landmark. Kawambwa should be the signal to show UPND that they will never win a by-election in Zambia. Kama kuma stronghold ya wako kwa kula wina. Tete asumine na iwe Gilbert. Pali umwana pano. You think we are babies to liba puba kuliwe? A problem wako taba praise singer. You have excuse to the moon and back. Ama excuse mwakwata. Mwalikwata ma excuse ya yengi. And you always demand for evidence. It's foolishness. So, if you, otherwise, imagine 100 kwacha. It's like selling your soul to the devil. Pali 100 kwacha yo mulepoka. Muntu wale mukakira for 10 years with hard labor. You wabul 100 kwacha wadia. Elo mwana wewe wa munganda. Wastisho mwana wewe pali 100 kwacha. Is selling your son for 100 kwacha bena Kawambwa. You better send the signal that to the fire. I will be so disappointed once. I will be so disappointed when Kawambwa, if they give this seat to UPND, it's like selling your son for 100 kwacha. Umwana we wamushitisha for 100 kwacha. I am kuchula mujere for 10 years. So we are waiting. I haven't lost hope. Apandela andafye, no kuwewa kubati. These Kawambwa people need to have their eyes open. Bashon tembo pakuchibalembe statement here. Nishfile chitika. Why do we even have to get to a point where the TONSE Alliance have to write that statement? Where people in Kawambwa are actually receiving 100 kwacha. Are you serious? When Kawambwa nangutuba mpele 100 kwacha kuchimwa afu abushi. Zambia is for all, but Shiramuntu alikwata stronghold. Ichibereshi, mwina tuwale chibereshi kuma stronghold yaba nenu. Imwe kuma stronghold yontapali utuwala kwe chibereshi. Mwamfwa. Zambia is for everyone, but we know that imwe kuma stronghold yenu takwa aba utuwala kwe chibereshi. So why mulelete chibereshi kuma stronghold yaba nenu? Tiabu puba, kutumpoko. All over we know that it's Mingalato. If UPND wins tomorrow, they should not even win. Because nobody goes to the UPND stronghold and win. So why should UPND win in other people's strongholds? It's all rigged. Is all I can say. You are not... if elections were free and fair, you cannot win in somebody's stronghold. Ufidewa wina mu stronghold yowe. Oma wafidokula muma areas umufidokula wina ba UPND. Ni muma urban areas mulia. Mwa pala muma Rusaka, Central, Copper Belt. This is where UPND should be winning. But mumishumwa kwa ni mu stronghold yaba opposition. UPND has no business winning over there. If they win, it's rigged. Because nobody can go to stronghold yaba UPND a win. Let us be factual pano. Twirabe pano bufi. Twiraisa pano mkube pano bufi. Tapari opposition winga yai. I have Southern Province. I am kuwinda. Takuri musta mu stronghold yabu. Nomba be necho bala win na ma stronghold yaba na change. Na wakata na bale foresha na abantu ama 100 kwacha is an insult. Yeah. So when Kawambwa, forget it. I'm 100 kwacha yo mula be coffee. Ero ama ballot paper. Wafilo kula lemba pa machine ya bantu. Wafilo kula bafye blank. You know. People's names or NRC number or voters card number must be on a ballot paper. That is the way to stop rigging. You just can't print from a ballot paper. Printer. No. They must be tracked. The ballot papers must be tracked. Who is printing the ballot papers? How many have been printed? So, area shidi, mwe bantu bakwalisa. Hi, ba Davis. Tuwa ku TikTok mukuisha. Kaili pano wali tufianta. Facebook yabo. So, if it's democracy, UPND must let opposition campaign in their stronghold. Mulanda to opposition weni mulakanya abantu wa opposition muma stronghold yenu. Chile wami na imwe. Ngani muwe boku ya muma stronghold yaba nenu elo mule samwati yo ni democracy. If it's democracy, let opposition go and campaign also in your stronghold. Democracy is not one-sided. Democracy is not one-sided. We all learn that it's a democracy, yes. If it's democracy, let opposition, TONSE, UKA, whatever, let them go and campaign kuma stronghold yaba UPND. Mwilata mtiabandu. Not to kula chitobu changes. When it comes to elections in other people's areas, you are saying, hey, it's democracy. Turea kukawambwa, turea kukasama, turea kuchipata. Imama stronghold yenu niwa nanawa yako. Mulakanya abantu. Mwarimaka. So, democracy is not only democracy, ngachire wamina imwe. It should be free and fair to everyone. All Zambians must be able to go to any part of the country and campaign. So don't come and tell me here to say it is democracy when you know that your opposition are not allowed to campaign in certain areas. Mwarikatirira ma areas yenu mwarikatirira. Mwarikwatana ma formula dundu mwezi formula what. Opposition kucha ya kulia mwamuleka. So, Elia Shidu, I'm going to TikTok if anyone wants to chat. All right, guys. Thank you. See you.